What's the matter? Someone stole your sweet roll?
Let me guess.
What, are you just gonna let them do that to you? I think it is time that you take revenge by making your own sweet rolls. And lucky for you, I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Angelika, and today, instead of reading Elder Scrolls, we're going to be reading the official Elder Scrolls cookbook to learn how to make sweet rolls straight out of Skyrim. But first, we're gonna need protective gear, and we are wearing a Khajiit cooking apron. You're not gonna wanna go near a kitchen without one of these. First, you're gonna wanna get your supplies in order, so what you see on screen is exactly what you'll need, but most important of all, the Elder Scrolls official cookbook. You're gonna wanna start with butter, so what I did was I just cut 3 more or less even slices of butter, and then I added them to this saucepan in which I'm going to heat the butter. So you're gonna wanna move the butter around a lot because otherwise it'll get brown and it'll burn and stick to the saucepan. You really don't want that. That's gonna ruin the whole sweet roll experience. Like, you might as well just cancel everything. But yeah, you're gonna swirl it around until it gets to this consistency, and then you're going to add it to one big mixing bowl. The sweet roll experience is off to a pretty good start. Next, you're going to want to measure a cup of milk, which is approximately 240 milliliters. I added slightly less because the last time I tried this, which I did just for a trial, it was way too much in the end, so I'm adding slightly less just for this video, and you're going to want to heat it until it's warm. If you leave it for too long, it will be a disaster, so just heat it till it's warm, then add it to the butter. Up next, we've got some honey straight out of the Honey Broom Meadery, and you're going to want to add 2 tablespoons of this, and then you're going to mix it until the honey has dissolved. I couldn't really tell that the honey was dissolved, so I just mixed it for a while until it looked like that, and then I added a pinch of salt. I don't really know what a pinch of salt means, so I did like 3, but that's okay. You then want to add 2 teaspoons of yeast. I think this is dry active yeast. It's not looking like much right now, but trust the process. Up next, we're adding 1 egg, just 1, don't add 2. If you add 2, you're gonna ruin everything. Now it's time for flour, so first you're gonna wanna make a big mess while opening the flour, that's very important, and then you can measure the flour. So the book suggests that you add 2 cups, which is approximately 480 milliliters. I ended up adding about 400 milliliters of flour, just because again, it was too much when I did the trial. And now we get to mix everything until we get a smooth batter. It shouldn't take you too long. If it does take you long, you probably ruined something and you have to start all over again. Unless your sweet roll is perfect, it is not a sweet roll, it's a mistake. If you're going to get something right for once in your life, it's gonna have to be this sweet roll. Everything rests on this sweet roll. This is pretty much the consistency that we wanted when it is time to start filling. So these tins are called Bundt tins, and they are the perfect sweet roll making tins. I mean, they even look like them. But I'll be completely honest, I hated this part. I was so bad at this. I don't know if you can tell by now, but I am not a baker. This is in fact probably the first thing I've ever properly baked in my life. You need to fill each tin to about halfway because they're going to rise and get much bigger. Now you have to put them away for about 30 minutes to rise. I checked the cookbook again to make sure I'm doing everything right. And here they are after 30 minutes, twice the size, looking a lot better, and they are ready to be put into the oven for 15 minutes to bake. While it's baking, I decided to work on the icing, and I really messed up in this part. So you're gonna see that I'm adding butter and 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. You're then going to want to add some moon sugar on top of that, as you will see in a minute. I'll explain in a minute what exactly went wrong, but here you can see me making a big mistake. Huge. You have to be very patient in this process, and I will say that a beginner can pull this off, but there are a couple of things to note, like the consistency of the icing, just how much fresh cream you're adding. What I did was I actually whisked it for too long, and again, in a minute you're gonna see exactly why that's going to be a problem. Like, it doesn't look like a big deal here, and look, our sweet rolls are finally ready. So this was my favorite part. They came out looking beautiful, way better than in my trial. When I opened the first one, I couldn't believe how perfect they looked, like just the shape and everything, the color, they are stunning. And then I knew that all of this would probably be ruined by the icing, because I was already nervous about how it turned out. So here I go with the spoon, and as you can see, the icing is not moving. It's very, very thick, and it's sort of stuck, so I had to take it off and I did the icing again off camera. As you can see here, it's supposed to be kind of runny, very liquidy, run off the spoon a little bit, and that's kind of what gives it like that sweet roll from Skyrim look with the sugar running down the sides. Now if you made this mistake, it's straight off to Cinnamine, start the video again, start the process again, but because it's me, I'm just going to continue and do the icing off screen. And voila, you have restored your dignity and your sweet rolls. They are looking very good, very delicious. I'm super happy with how they turned out, and you should be too. The next question is, how do they taste? So here's the thing. I thought that the best way to eat them would be to bite them like an apple, but actually it's better to just cut them off like so. And then you get like a tiny piece which you can bite properly and not make a huge mess. This also means that you can share this with more of your friends, so it kind of makes them last a lot longer as well. Like, they look quite small on the surface, but it's not really a cupcake for it to be bitten into like that. It's quite thick, it's quite bready, so cutting it off by little pieces just makes it a more enjoyable experience. Shout out to my friend Gendry for gifting me the Elder Scrolls cookbook, thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Be seeing you, bye!